Already here with another Ships and Territory Wars 101 video. And today we're going to be taking a look at another offensive fleet. And this is going to be a Geos fleet, a Geonosian fleet. So the Geonosians are probably still the second best fleet in the game, following following the new Millennium Falcon meta. And I would personally say, apart from when you're fighting the Millennium Falcon, the best overall capital ship is going to be the Executrix. Now, the other reason you're going to want to use the Executrix for this team is some people might say use Home 1. Again, we're reserving Home 1 for your Rebels fleet because that is obviously the best capital ship for Rebels. If you don't have your Rebels ready yet, especially Millennium Falcon, maybe you want to consider using the Home 1 as your capital ship for the Geos, since they have a lot of assists, so you can get bonuses there. However, that mainly works on offense. If you're going to use the Geos on defense, this is 100% the capital ship you want to use for them. This is the best capital ship for Geos on defense. So let's just get into it here. What is the Executrix bringing to the Geos? Well, first off here, this victory at all costs is really good for the Geos. Allies gain 20% offense for each debuffed enemy, doubled for Empire. Now, the Geos themselves don't have a lot of debuffs. They have a couple that will be able to get this, but any offense increases to Geos are going to be good. Allies also gain 20% turn meter whenever any ship is destroyed. Now, this is fantastic because your Geos are hopefully going to be killing guys really quick because of all the buffs between them and all the synergies there and all the bonus attacks. People should be defeated pretty easily against the Geos. Now, the next thing to take into account with the Geos is going to be executive order here, and this is what I would suggest maxing out second, following victory at all costs for a Geos fleet specifically. Executive order gets allies turn meter, so this means you're going to have the turn meter advantage, which is always excellent, and offense up, which on the Geos is also a fantastic thing. This does start on cooldown, so you're not going to get to it immediately, but when you have the option to use this, it's a really good option to use. A heavy ion cannon here can inflict expose, inflicts ability block. It's just overall decent. It does an okay amount of damage. And this will be the second or third thing you'll want to max out, depending on how you feel about maxing out executive order. Again, Imperial Assault here, it's just going to deal massive amount of damage when it occurs, hopefully defeating, as long as they don't have too many ships on the field, it should defeat 1 to 2 ships minimum, if not everything on the field. And it stuns target locked enemies, but the likelihood of those ships even surviving to be stunned is pretty low. And then turbo laser batteries, if you have the extra capital ship abilities to spend, you can max that out for extra damage. But I really think all the other abilities are much more important to max out first, especially victory at all costs, executive order, and heavy ion cannon should probably be maxed out. And this, again, what this is going to essentially do for your Geos is give them increased offense and give them increased turn meter through things like executive order and victory at all costs. And that extra turn meter can do a lot. So let's now take a look at your Geos. Considering that we're using the Houndstooth and a Galactic Republic defensive fleet, you aren't going to have the Houndstooth on this team. We're just going to do a pure Geo starting team, and this is an offensive team anyhow. You'll probably use this against weaker ships teams, so you'll probably be using this against the old Empire meta because people still like to set that on defense. Just random teams people put together, this should be pretty effective against. If you decide to use this under a Chimera lead, Geos can be effective against a rebel fleet that starts with Millennium Falcon, Houndstooth, and Biggs. It's really up to you. But let's take a look at the tank here first. I've done a Geos run over video, but essentially what he will do, he'll taunt whenever there's buffs on the other side. He inflicts target locks on the basic, and he gives critical avoidance to other Geo allies. So that's really the important thing going on here. Again, on all Geonosians, the unique is the most important thing to max out. So next up is going to be Geonosian Spy. Geonosian Spy has a decent reinforcement ability just like Geonosian Soldier has. But again, here we're going to be starting out with all 3 Geos on the board. What he's going to do is he's going to give stealth and extra damage to Geonosian allies, and Geonosian Soldier can get stealth whenever Geo Spy takes damage. So this is really useful. It will keep your guys on the field. Also, what I like to note here is his special calls all Separatist allies to assist, so all other Geo allies will be coming to assist, and it inflicts defense down. This defense down can be very effective against Hound's Tooth. I've found it depends on the Hound's Tooth and your luck with getting bonus attacks, but Geo Spy can be really helpful here. So those are the things to note with Geo Spy. And then Geo Soldier here has assist chance, a 35% assist chance doubled for Separatist allies, so 70%. And extra accuracy for Geonosian allies. So that'll be helpful, ensure you get those hits in and get even more hits off of that bonus assist chance. He calls to assist on his special, and he can remove turn meter on his basic. So all good things to know. And that turn meter removal is doubled against buffed enemies. So that's the Geos. Now, you're probably going to ask at this point, now what are going to be the reinforcements? At this point, I'm going to say have a minimum of 2 reinforcements. Empire allies like TIE Advance can be useful. But I'm essentially going to say plug and play some stuff here, considering that we've already put the best reinforcements in Rebels fleets, and we've used up most of the Galactic Republic stuff and the Galactic Republic fleet. And you might want to use some of these other things for potential other fleets. So kind of just use what you have left over, what you think is going to be good based on the fleet compositions you're planning on using. I'm going to be giving out several options for some Chimera fleets. Again, Geos can work under Chimera as well, depending on who you're going against, but Executrix overall will be the best lead here. This is really a simple team to put together. Have some damage dealers or taunting tank like Slave 1. Slave 1 would probably be a good reinforcement for Geos. Bring in. Really, I'll leave it up to you to decide on the best reinforcements here. I don't have anything particular that comes to mind, so try some stuff out. But I would suggest for a second offensive fleet after Rebels to have Geos under Executrix lead. So if you have any questions for me, reach out. I can give you some other good reinforcement options if you want, but just try using some plug and play stuff there. Another good reinforcement I'll just note real quick is Lando's Millennium Falcon. You'll want to have the reinforcement ability maxed out on it, and this will act as a really good 4th reinforcement. Essentially comes in and gets a bunch of bonus turns that can be super devastating. So, but if you have any questions for me, reach out on Discord. The Geos are really good. I know a lot of people don't like gearing them, but I really think as a guild, this is going to be a great option going forward to make sure we have some good offensive fleets. So I would slowly work on them. And also they have territory war buffs now. So that's another thing to think about. But bye, this is David4040 signing out.